What's going on, everybody? This is Kenny Cummins here of Chilling with Kenny C right here on tmvcafe.com. Hope everybody's doing all right. Weather's starting to get warm. Midwest, East Coast, dirty South, West Coast by default, obviously. Joining me at this time, dope artists out of Pennsylvania, more specifically Allentown, Pennsylvania. Um, he's got a record out called Conquer and Cultivate. I hope I pronounced this right. Cultative,
Yeah, conquer and cultivate. Yeah.
Cultivate. Yeah, Cultivate. So you go by the name of Gil Thompson, and
Yeah.
he's with me right now. What's going on, man?
Yeah, I'm doing great. It's blessing. I'm a blessed man, you know what I mean? I'm just glad that I get to share my message with the people and spread my art out there. I appreciate your time, Kenny, today.
I appreciate you, man. Shout out to Pennsylvania. Shout out to Philly. Shout out to everyone out there, man. Just a storied history hip hop, obviously. So we're gonna get to this record and later on. But first things first, man, just talk about what got you into pursuing music. How did it start off for you?
Well, it's funny. Is that with me, it's the classic cipher thing. My whole MC routine started off in the cipher. My boys was doing it after school at the flagpole was classic, and I was like, "Yo!" And I told one of my best friends ever, shout out to John Well. I was like, "Yo, bro, I'm thinking about writing." So he's like, "Yo, go do that shit." It took me like 5 hours to write 8 bars, you know what I mean? Because it was so hard. And then I came the next day, I tried my best, and I impressed a couple people. So they was like, yo, keep going. And from that moment, I started going back studying all the greats from the Rakim, KRS Ones up to the Jay-Z and the Nas, all the classic MCs. And I was like, yo, this is what I want to do. I love chasing that feeling that I got in the cipher. And then once as I developed and got stories of my own, then I learned how to project those through song and learn how songwriting. So I just took the craft very seriously, and I've been doing it for a long time now.
So you mentioned like in your early years, just getting started. Um, you said it took you 5 hours to do 8 bars.
Yeah, man, it took a long time because my brain wasn't
Yeah.
it wasn't I didn't get my 10,000 hours in yet. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
when you first start, you're like, man, it's really hard to rhyme. You know what I mean? So it took me forever, but I'm gonna try to do this. And I mean, it helped me a little bit because they was like, "Yo, that's your first rhyme," and then, and they was impressed when I went and did it in the cipher. I was scared all day. I was like, "Damn, I gotta go to this flagpole." I told these dudes I was gonna rhyme, but I did it, and they gave me props, so I just kept going with it.
Yeah, man. Like, I don't think people understand how difficult it is for a songwriter, regardless of the genre, putting words together. Now, in a rap form, it's a lot different. It's clever. It's witty. It's just, and if you're in a cipher, you freestyling, coming off the top of the dome on the spot, no written raps or anything like that. It's like, and you in front of people. You like whatever you do, don't be the one that be froze. Like it's okay if you mumble a little bit. Like people will, I say people let that slide because it's already difficult as it is. But yeah, you don't want to be that one person be like looking like B Rabbit on 8 Mile or Papa Doc at the end of the movie and just yeah. But
It's scary too because it's like, man, if I mess up, I got to see these people the next day in school. So
yeah,
so I really.
that's even worse. Like you gotta see these people, whether it's school, whether it's work or
Mm.
whatever. Like, yeah, you don't want to if you're gonna be the talk of the crowd, like give you know, yeah, just give it your all, man. That's all you do. Uh, so, man, like now, as far as now, you mentioned a lot of dope MCs. that people that you looked up to, people that inspired you. Obviously, more into the 80s, into the 90s. Now I kind of became a hip hop head into the 90s, mostly with the East Coast grimy rap, like a J, like a Nas, like a Mobb Deep,
Mm,
MOP, Capone Noriega, just New York heavy. Obviously Redman and Wu Tang, and
mm.
that
You saying all legends right now,
yeah,
right? You
yeah,
speaking
man.
to me.
Like if for all the young kids, man, like if you could have lived in that era, lived in that golden era, right?
Mm.
That was a time to be alive. That was a time to be a hip. That was a time to be proud
Yeah,
as a
man.
hip hop fan. That's just
It's so crazy that you mentioned Capone and Noriega. I was just listening to the War Report this morning on my way to work.
yes, the
I was
war
I
report.
was like, yo, I feel like hearing this today for some reason. And then I just started playing it on my way to work. So that's crazy that you mentioned.
Yeah, like I feel like they are one
Yeah.
of the most underrated hip hop acts in that time.
Mm,
And obviously, like Noe, he blew up as a solo act, but
mm.
before that, they held their own to anybody.
Yeah, man.
Capone doesn't get talked enough. Like maybe he wasn't into the limelight as well as Nori was,
Mm.
but Capone be spitting, man.
Yeah,
Capone gets it in.
yeah, he definitely had his bars. But since he got locked up around the time that album got released, that's why Nori had to kind of bury the
Yeah,
flag of it for a while. You know what I mean?
yeah,
It doesn't
yeah.
work out for everybody, but and then it's crazy too. My man would just tell me the other day that there's a couple of young people was like, "Yo, I didn't know Nori used to rap because they see him on Drink Champs," and
Yeah, like
I was like, "Damn, man!" I was like, "We getting that old, bro."
yeah. Either that or people just giving him the exhibit treatment. Because
Oh
people forget exhibit, and he just released an album recently. Exhibit did.
man, he's
People
still going.
forget he was a rapper too. Like he wasn't just the pimp my wife host. He was rapping.
Yeah,
So yeah,
to go hard. I remember when I first heard Paparazzi, I was like, "Yo, this dude's the truth, man."
yeah, yeah. It took time to get over the laugh. But
Yeah.
but other than that, yeah, it's good to see him inspired to rap again, man. So after all these years, that's pretty cool. So let's talk about this Concord record, man. Like you put it it was released. It's already released actually. It came out this past February.
Yeah.
Talk about the whole process of putting this record together.
Whew. The version that people are hearing now is like probably the eighth version. And that's because like my brain goes through so many different things when I'm listening to beats. And shout out to the producers, my boy Triple Threes and Mr. Soundproof. They're two different types of producers. Triple threes typically gives me the musical arrangement ones where that song could start off a certain way and then it builds up and it's like he's scoring something. It sounds
Yeah,
cinematic. Mr. Soundproof, he gives me all these bangers. You know what I mean? Like these bangers. So they're doing two different things in my brain all the time. And then as a hip hop artist, it's my responsibility to make this sound cohesive whenever I get an idea of the album. So it went through a couple of different ideas. At one point, I was like, oh, I just want to do all this lyrical stuff. Like I had 5 tracks that were like 80, 90 bars. I was just going on because I just wanted to write lyrics. I didn't care about hooks at that point. And I was like, no, people need to enjoy this. I need to craft songs. So then I started moving around lyrics and then I was like, all right, let me just live with these beats for a while. And then I started thinking of the hooks. And then I decided, yo, I want to do something that bangs, but then has my message in it as well. And then I don't want to make it too long because people have low tension spans these days. So I had to go
yeah,
through whole lot of I wrote so many different songs to this, but then I kept crafting. I was like, all right, this is the message that I want. And it's clean, it's concise, it's to the point, exactly what I want to say. It's cohesive going into this thought. This expresses my storytelling. It shows all sides of me. That's why I didn't put any feature MCs on it. That's why I held the whole thing down by myself because I wanted to show you I could do multiple styles and cadences while giving you quotable bars and delivery and just speaking something real from the heart, doing all things that a true MC should do when you hear something. I don't think a really great album that we typically remember in hip hop history aren't usually one that just focus on one emotion the entire time. Usually the greatest albums are something, wow, I when I listened to this, I could see when this person was sad, when they were joyful, their introspective thoughts, the things that make them to be a man or woman, because there's many female great MCs as well out there. And it's just I wanted it to describe who I was as a person, not just me trying to deliver one mood. That's why the album has so many different moods in it, because I wanted to really reflect how I was feeling at this part of my life. So after about the eighth version, I was like, all right, I finally got something. I'm liking the way it's going. And then I was like, all right, I gotta release it sometime. Because as artists, we never want know when to press that button. But I felt after I let a couple of weeks go by, I was like, all right, I feel good. And then I released it, you know what I mean? But yeah, conquer and cultivate, baby. I'm loving it.
Yeah, man. Go get the record. It's available on all streaming platforms. Shout out to the homie Gil Thompson providing that hip hop, man. I'm definitely excited about this record, and congrats on the release and everything. Um, and I think with any album, some people just have their approach to it. I guess a listener, I could say. For me, man, I want all the feels.
Mm,
I want the happy. I
yeah,
want the sad. I want the emotion. I want maybe some heartbreak here and there.
yeah.
I want some genuine authenticity.
Mm,
Whatever you feeling at the time, whatever you want to uh, get off your chest.
mm,
People say that music is quite therapeutic, and I agree with that saying.
mm,
It's an opportunity for an artist to to express themselves, and just to show, hey man, I'm this guy. I'm just as human as you are. I go through things. I go through circumstances. I go through adversity. I just want to take you on a ride. I'm going to take you on a roller coaster. It's going to be a little bumpy. It's going to
mhm.
be a little wild here, maybe right here, but you're going to hear what I'm saying. And you may or may not agree with what I say, but you're going to hear me out. And I think
100%.
that's just what makes it appealing for an artist, man. Like just to just to show put it out there. Um, so when I hear this record, I hear that passion.
Mm,
I hear that rawness. I hear that drive. I hear that punchlines and metaphors, and and the beats goes so well with what you're saying. Um, so shout out to the producer, shout out to the mix and mastering people. Um, I've always say that music is a collective effort.
mm,
The artist usually gets it's kind of like the quarterback in football. They get all the credit,
yeah.
but there are people. There's the offensive line. There's a running back. There's everybody on that field that helps makes things go. And in your case, as a musician, as an artist, there's the producers, there's the mix mastering, there's just the everything. Just makes it go round. So this definitely has to be one of my favorite records that I've heard all year.
I
Um,
appreciate that, Kenny. Thank you. Thank you, brother. I
yeah,
appreciate it. Yeah, man, you're absolutely 100% right, bro. Like just even down to the album cover. Shout out to Tony Ortiz, my man. He's been doing that. We had a concept for the album cover. Even the album cover has messages in it. And my brother Nigel Thompson goes by Naughty Nuisance. He recorded me because he's great at engineering, and he did the mixing of the project, and we had to do all the stems because I had to get the stems from the producer, and that takes a while. It took a couple months for us to get it down because we got kids, and then after that, then I apologize if I'm mispronouncing his name, but Gibrian Malik, they call him King Sage. He did the mastering for me. I got put onto him by my man Notes 82, and he did a great job mastering it. You know what I mean? So, and then with Triple Threes and Mr. Soundproof give me the instrumentals and supplying the sense for it, it all came together, and I was able to get it done. So, like you said, it does take a team. You can't get everything done by yourself. Unfortunately, you need the right people around you to make sure the sound quality is there, and just putting that time into your craft so that you know how to project your story in the right way. So you're absolutely 100% right. It does take a team.
Yeah, absolutely, man. So obviously, man, with a record like this, you know, what's the feedback been? What's some of the feedback you've been hearing from fans or from fellow hip hop artists since the record came out?
It's so crazy you say that because this record in particular, I've been people been telling me a new favorite record for is different for everybody,
Yeah.
and I'm there a certain type of group of people that say they want to turn up. They kind of like the We Ready and the What You Slowing Down For records. Those are more like they just like the energy of it, and then the people that more like the messages and when I'm my storytelling, they're like. Oh, I like Grateful for the Graves and Air to My Air. Like I love the storytelling and it's so crazy. Like and people that just want to hear me bar stuff up, like the intro, Syntax Maestro, they're like, oh, yo, I love the way you came in with the album. That beat was hard and just all the metaphors. And so it's literally dependent upon what type of listener you are. And I love that the album has so many different flavors to it that just in within 8 tracks, people are like, they're feeling full, like they're satisfied. They're like, yo, you gave me so much. Or there's a lot of people tell me they like Take It There because they love the soulful sample. And then shout out to Mr. Soundproof on that beat in particular and just all the things that I talked about from black women inventors to dealing with generational curses and breaking those out, giving shots out to my family. And I talked about so much in that song in particular, even a little like socially aware and political things, talking about Gaza and stuff that's going down in the Congo and things of that nature, just mentioning those things that were on my heart at the time that I wrote the record. So it just, I love the fact that no matter who I'm speaking to, they always give me a different record that they love, and that shows me that I really made a complete body of work because they're feeling different things on different days, and I love that so much because it shows that I'm a complete person. You're not just gonna get one side of me; you're gonna get multiple sides, and there's layers of me as a man, and I love that people are taking the time to peel it back and take something from it. It means a lot to me.
That is definitely why I admire an artist like you, someone who's willing to show some versatility, uh, and just show different sides. You know, it seems like with hip hop nowadays, you get one side of a person,
Mm,
and you go with whatever the public wants, obviously. But the
mm.
thing about hip hop is that people figure things out real quick.
Oh yeah.
You better whatever you say, you gotta stand on what you say. It's different from other genres. Like other genres, they just say, "Hey, we're just having fun." But with hip hop, man, they people take it to heart. They
Mm.
want to know, man, are you really about that? Do you really feel the way that you feel, man? Like stand on it. This like
Facts.
people will the as they say, the truth comes out. And so you better believe what you say. You better stand on what you say, because if you don't, the listeners gonna let you know. The streets, especially, man. Like, so yeah, it's something to take the heart. But it's just that what makes hip hop, because people care.
Yeah.
People care about the culture. People care about the people that paved the way. Like people, and hip hop has come a long way. It's over a half a century old now.
Yeah,
And people thought it was just going to be, it wasn't going to last as long as disco music. We are over 50 plus years in,
yeah, man, we
and
still here. We
it's
still here.
and hip hop as a whole is still here. Now, no matter where you go, no matter where you watch on the TV screen, on social media, there's a hip hop song, there's a hip hop reference here and there. And now, for all the people that say that they hated hip hop, but now they want to be a part of it, man, you can just stay right where you are. Look. I look at hip hop the same way I look at wrestling. I'm a diehard wrestling fan, and I
Mm,
and I and I and I support it, even it even if even when it could be as toxic at times. I know it's just choreographed and stuff, but I stick with it. You know what I'm saying? I
mm,
stick with it. It's kind of like why I die with your favorite sports team. This
mm,
it's like that. Hip hop, man, it's nothing like it. No love like it. There's no passion like it. There's no other feeling like it. Like either you understand it or you don't. It's just so hearing a record like this kind of makes me reminds me of how much I love this art form. And
mm.
so thank you, Gil, for that, man. Thank you for this record. Go listen to it, man. It's on the platforms Conquer and Cultivate.
Yeah, and cultivate, conquer and
Cultivate.
cultivate. Yeah,
I don't know
man.
why I keep butchering the Cultivate.
Hey, you could just say CC, man. Make it simple.
CC. Yeah. That was CC.
Yeah, man.
So so we're getting close to the summer.
Mm,
I mean, it's technically summer with the weather, but
yeah.
technically we all getting near the summer. So, what else you have on the horizon? What else you have in store as we approach the summer season?
Well, right now I'm just kind of still just working on getting the record out there. You know, I've been arriving on a lot of websites have been putting me out there. A couple different journalists been hitting me up. Shout out to Jules Mancini as well and Q the Question. They've been definitely helping promote your boy, get me out there, just in different interviews, just reaching the people, seeing what they feel about it, you know what I mean? And if the summer really opens up, I'm hoping some shows, just that we really get out there and touch the people, get back on that stage, perform some of these records. And, I'm just really gonna ride out with this record for the rest of the year before I even decide on what the next concept it is, because I want to definitely let this breathe since I did take a little bit of time to work on this. Get people out so they could really digest the record and yeah, and connect with it more. But yeah, I'm really proud of this album and just getting it out there and just keep on grinding it out. I mean, also I'm a family man. I'm married with two kids, so the family always came first. That's why like when I do these projects, it takes a slow burn because I gotta make sure family's good. If my home's not good, that's my sanctuary. I gotta make sure it's good first. That way, and my kids are doing amazing. They both got straight A's. They're doing phenomenal in school. So that way, when I come and I do my music, I'm like, all right, my sacrifices they were they all meant something because I got beautiful kids and a supportive wife and things of that nature. And, my brother supports me, and I just love it. I'm a blessed man. And after everything I've been through in my life and all the losses and everything, that I can still say I'm still here, I'm breathing, I'm healthy. I mean? I work hard and I love people. My everyday mantra that I say in this house is I bathe in gratitude and I lead with love. You know what I mean? Because if I do that in every decision I make, I'm going to make the best possible decision in the moment, you know what I mean, to be the greatest version of myself. And I hold myself accountable at all costs because I want to be a better man, not just for me, but for my wife, my children, for my friends, and my community. I want to be an individual that people will be proud. to know, somebody like, oh, you know what? I got something when I ran into Gil. He had good energy. I like the frequency he's on. So that's the type of thing I like to live by. Just loving people like you want to be loved, man. And since I love this thing called hip hop, I want to put my heart and soul into it. So hopefully I could do something for that young kid that's like just learning how to write rhymes. Say he hears one of my songs, like, oh, I want to rhyme like this dude, and then they could dive into my whole discography. I got a whole bunch of albums on all streaming platforms. I got at least 8 of them on there. You know what I mean? Out of the 15 or so that I've done, I got like 8 albums up on there, so they could just dive into a catalog full of my stuff. Once hearing Conquer and Cultivate, they could go backwards and hear a whole bunch of other stuff I've done. So it's great, man. I'm just blessed.
Yeah, yeah. Shout out to the kids, straight A's. That's very, very important, boys and girls. Don't forget, I know a lot of us are at school. A lot of y'all are enjoying your summer break. Um, but just remember, while you're enjoying the summer break, while you're enjoying the weather, don't forget, man, stay focused and stay in school. Get the good grades. Everything else will fall into place. No matter what you do in life, no matter what your goals, no matter what your aspirations are, don't forget education is a big deal. We gotta let people know that. We gotta let people know how important education is, and it could take you it could take you far it could take you farther than whatever goal and aspirations. So yeah, shout out to the kids. Straight
Yeah.
A's. That's good. Shout out to the kids. I want to thank you, man, for joining me for this interview, man. Appreciate you. Y'all check him out. Gil Thompson, Conquer and Cultivate is the name of the full length project. It's out on all streaming platforms. Um, he's on social media as well: Facebook, Instagram, X/Twitter. If I still can't believe it's called X. But but
Yeah.
yeah. Thank you, man. You have a good night, good evening, have a good week. Thanks again for your time, man.
I appreciate you, Kenny.
All right,
Take it easy,
peace.
brother.
Peace. All right.